out if he would like it, as it seems like Bro should be able to get themselves one of these. They've taken control of the area, at least for now. So no feats of strength to go down for either team. Great double knockback here from Morgan, is now Rich to the skies, trying to throw closer around the gravity field. Is extraordinary, and Polo is going to go down for first blood. That's LazyFeel picking up first blood in his first game, but it's traded back immediately. The Bros do not waste any time as Morgan is looking for Rich as well. Grabs his opposite number, and now LazyFeel and UCal, they have to just get out of there. Closer a bit distracted by minions, as we can see, as Morgan wanting to dash after this little Corki, but the Valkyrie does come in, and Closer almost just...
Banana Brush control with that control ward, super helpful there, and just denying any entry. So, you know, sure, you got the first 3 feet of strength, but Rich, you can already see the problems here.
Yeah. Morgan very, very quickly another feat of strength, or at least a third of it, and that will put them at 2/3. Only one more to be picked up. And they will have that one on lockdown, and then it is just that first turret blood to be forced
to play out this lane. Again, UCal in danger.
Yeah, flashes forward, going to be able to pick up. Oh, the ulti just goes completely wide. The Impale holds him out of the way, but still he's able to grab the kill onto UCal. Chaos Storm not doing too much, and Andil, I'm sorry, buddy, wrong place, wrong time, and you are just more food for the Yone. UCal moves over, they get rid of that control ward, but that is going to be a feat of strength going over to the Bros in the form of these objectives. Just the turrets. Where Arakan's going to be spawning. But this time it was very easy. Humbug looking for an opportunity here as Andil's in trouble. The ulti goes wide there from Sponge, and he looks to try and get out of the way. Polo with Magnus Storm doesn't get too much done, but that Impale was brilliant at holding them in place. Solar Flare going to be connecting, and look at the health bars. They are just way too big. Bro, just walk at them like
well, they control mid lane. They also have Morgan sitting on the bottom side, who had teleport available the entire time. Could have joined, didn't need to. And so that's the first turret going over. That speeds to strength here, the first one of the LCK Cup going over to Bro.
Yep, Bro going to be the very first ones to be able to buy cool shoes. And I think that is absolutely fantastic. They've been saving for it, and that suit's come out. That means that Rich will be safe for the moment. Top lane is out of the picture, and now another fight breaking out around this Dragon Pit. UCal moving in. Watch out for that Chaos Storm, but there's the Magnet Storm! Speaking of storms, and the better one is on the side of the Bros. Double kill!
You and I saw in the draft are really rearing their head here, but it's a massive lead on top of it all. And now that third dragon here is available, but I mean, that's not even really the story of the game. We're watching a Herald take out mid-turret, get an additional crash here. Massive Voidlings here means it's going to be the inner to go over as well. I mean, this game is all but over here.
Really weird how a lot of these stats do pan out, but I think it's still a good thing to address regardless. Yeah, maybe we got a little bit overexcited.
Yeah, I wonder what it is Voracious. That's going to be the main flavor in LCK. I was just trying to
Arakan is red, by the way. That's Arakan. People tell me that there is a different one that they see sometimes in their games. No. We only have the red one here.
It's I went for 2+ because I wanted to just be a dissenting opinion. I think we'll have some crazy games here in the LCK, but this is definitely not one. By the way, I said 2, but like the one said 3, so that's why it says 2+, and I'm right if it's 3 or 4 or whatever. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
You're just trying to get more of the potential pool of possibilities.
But going back to that win rate thing as well. Never mind. Let's talk about this.
All right, Humbug is just trying to run forward and then get hit by a hammer. It is sometimes a gun.
I wanted to say I wonder if we have any stats about like what the gold differences are at 15. Was that one on the tweet? Because yeah, the gold difference at 20 was about 7K here, and you can see DRX are really just, I mean, they are trying to get...
Will they be able to kill Humbug? There are 4 people on their way over, and he is losing health. Slowly but surely, yeah, this is going to be taken down. So LazyFeel grabs his second.
Map so quickly and has made such a big impact in these team fights.
Well,
Andil.
Yeah, Andil is dead, guys. Oh, he's going to flash. Still probably dead, but he's going to try and do what he can before he does end up going down. And when I say still dead, he is not. It's a double Impale. It's the other members of his team that are going to be going down. UCal, the first.
Sure, need to be a little bit more careful about how they take some of these fights. I get it. 7,000 gold up. But some caution should be taken. They still win that fight. They still get the kill onto UCal, and they're still going to get Arakan. But if this was a more even game state, it might have been a bit of a disaster.
Yep. And Arakan is going to be taken out here. Cool little buff now around the Bros. See what they can actually utilize with it. There's some bounty gold going in here. So now the Bros are going to get it down to 50% health, and I think that, you know, Sponge is trying to make his way in. Polo's going to hold him in position. Andil's in trouble once again. Eclipse doing so much work. I just don't know whether it's doing quite enough. As now, Closer going back, and yeah, he's just going to pretty much recall and then head back in. Doesn't have teleport though, so he's going to be a little while making his way over. A 4 versus 5 just for a bit as the Magnet Storm is gorgeous with the bullet time over the top. Crash in from Humbug there as well, finds an Impale onto LazyFeel, who cleanses, Valkyries, does everything he can to get himself out of the way, and this time finally, Andal is going to go down. Morgan is just going completely ballistic here towards the top side of the map, flashes out of the gravity well, another kill onto Yukao. The Lord is definitely almighty in his first game of the LCK Cup. They're going to take down Sponge as well, and it's only LazyFeel left standing. Yes, they stopped the Baron, but I don't know whether they're going to stop it again.
Last man on the lineup today, last one to fall.
Golly.
And down he goes, makes it an ace. And look, if you're cup half full, you know, successful Baron deny.
And also, if you're cup half full, they can't play Skarner again in the next game.
That's right. Nor can they play the Rel Misfortune combo.
They may not have banned it, but they banned it, you know, because this is fearless. It's glorious. DRX just wanting to ever
100% win rate.
I know, isn't it extraordinary? They're going to be able to grab themselves a Mountain Soul. That is 100% Soul rate as well. 100% Barons in every game that they've taken.
Since elimination matches in Kespiel Cup, they haven't lost.
Exactly. And they've taken more Otacons in other than any other team ever.
In LCK history.
Cup history. Exactly. Yeah. It is extraordinary. That's extraordinary as well. The Impale comes through, the bullet time comes down, and yeah, we're being a bit facetious. We're having a bit of fun because, ladies and gentlemen, this game is over. Closer diving on forward. Polo once again showing off the fact that he is going to get player of the match. That is just how it's going to go. His Rel has been so extraordinarily good. And DRX just going to be happy that he can't play it again in game number 2. Sponge going to get wiped from the Rift. Andal onto the Fountain. But Morgan's going to do his very best to pull him back out there. And we're not going to be able to talk about respawning Nexus turrets because, unfortunately, the Nexus does not respawn. And that will be going down imminently. OKSavings Brion with the very first victory here for our LCK Cup, putting themselves 1-0 in the series.
Yeah, this is the kind of game
we knew it was going to happen.
Is the standard response. And I have a lot of problems with this, but one of my main issues is that Xayah is very low range and will need to follow up on like a Talia knockback by in this situation.
Yeah, LazyFeel thinking about where he wants to go, and honestly, there's not a lot of options because he has no flash. That's first blood going over to the Viego. Gets the possession.
I mean, he's such a similar player to Lucid. Anyways, we're gonna have a bit of a scuffle here.
Yeah, this time towards the bottom side, and with the flash slam into the wall onto Polo. And they are gonna be able to take him down. 1,000 health on this Dragon. The seismic shove from Closer is just a little bit of a wave goodbye, and that is going to mean that
really going to help turn things around here as we see Hambach is trying to rush this first grub but finds himself in danger.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble here as Rich looking to make his way over, not quite in taunt range. And it is still just going to be, just to steal away one is certainly going to be there. 5 grubs, though, going to lead to a possible first tower. But here's another engage. Great double knock up there from Andal as Humbug tries to get himself out, but doesn't manage to. Hype utilizing that Blade Caller really nicely, but not quite nicely enough as in goes Closer. His patented overly aggressive play coming on through there as he tries to flash away, but he just takes a stick to the head. And that
decision. I mean, Hype's incredibly low. It was kind of a zero-sum game there, and he just gets completely punished for it because of the Aurora ultimate, so I do like this choice.
Yep,
but down goes the turret.
Yep, that is just going to be first turret blood going on over. We have often said that Bro's ability to just try and make plays to get themselves back into a game is what they've been missing.
I mean, this Boiling's going to pop out, and I mean, there's just nothing you can do to stop this. So they just keep collecting gold and getting more map control here. And you can see Rich has just been given.
As Polo should be able to clear out this ward. And moving on over, and yeah, it's a grand exit. You can understand exactly why, as Morgan might be able to get something done here. Going to be taking some blood petals as well. Certainly going to feel good. Minute and a half until Otacon does turn up. Oh, that was pretty cool. Justice Punch avoided, and the Void Seeker not going to seek anything, or not going to find anything at least. As the Equalizer getting a lot of value, but Morgan's still dead. Sponge going to be able to grab that one. Humbug looking for an opportunity here, but I don't know whether he's going to be able to find it. Decent little stump, but it's onto Rich, and he's so tanky. Another wall comes down, but Closer is just going to put it away immediately. Rich taking out the sacrificial Galio.
You could say for Bro, But I am very concerned about what the rest of this mid game is going to look like as we crest.
Humbug's moving on over, and the teleport's coming in. All right, they are committing to this. Andil taking a fair bit of damage as now Morgan has turned up. The equalizer is going to be so dangerous. Teamfight comes down, Killer Instinct into the backline. It's a phenomenal heroic entrance, and LazyFeel is popping off. He gets into that backline. That's a triple kill for the Vietnamese player. And bro, they are sent packing. That is Arakan going down. Well, there's 30 seconds, and then, bro, I think just need to pull the trigger.
I think you're right, but you win a fight, you'll get some pedals and some gold, it'll put you back in it, but it's just a limited win if you can get it. That is to say.
Rich now just moving on over. Justice Punch is odd. He's just right underneath that turret, trying to get some use out of this Arakan passive. The ulti does come down there from UCal, and DRX is just going to wipe the floor with that turret.
No, that's when the team is telling them absolutely not, but what's interesting, too, about this lineup here for DRX is we'll talk a lot about this when we
go missed. Let's see whether he can find a way in here to try and get something stolen away. Seismic Shove going wide. Humbug in position, like, this could be a difficult Baron. As Sponge decides to turn it, he is able to lock that one down. Humbug gets in there, but doesn't get away with it. And that is Rich locking down that kill. They do manage to take down the Wukong, but the knockups are just gigantic. They take down Andil, but Hype is still in so much trouble. LazyFeel wants to flash in, and he will do so. Takes down his opposite number, and he's going to be able to help tidy up Morgan there as well. The Lord could not save them. And bro, I think he's going to have to play a third game in this series.
Looking likely. Man, Andil is having a fantastic night, Atlas. He is really feeling himself in the second game in particular, but even in game one had some decent moments. And that is that. Paperman's not going to be able to steal the Baron, and he just falls instantly. The flash follow-up knockup, though, from Andil was just chef's kiss, and now the base is falling here again at 27 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know whether Polo's going to be able to save this one, as, yeah, LazyFeel with these 3 items completed is doing so much damage. Voidseeker almost killing Humbug on the fountain where he stands, but the Nexus will go down, and that is a tied-up series.
The Renekton and the Nautilus, and then you have a Yasuo. And now we're going to fight fire with fire here with Ambessa mid, which we saw in Kespa Cup actually was debuted.
Debuted by Maple.
Yeah.
Which is, they're going to have to stand around. They have no range. It's now Hype in a little bit of trouble here. Sponge making his way over. Wind does become lightning. The flash has to come out. They're going to accept that one for the moment. Towards the bottom lane, though, is Humbug. Gets some vision down. This Pillar of Flame could do a bunch of work. The hook goes wide, though. It's closer. He's going to turn up. Great handshake comes in as there's the wind wall. Sponge going to have to flash away. LazyFeel doing the same thing. And another pillar comes through, and the bailout not going to be working this time. First blood and a feat of strength going over to Hype. And another hook connects as Polo pick up the first palm of the tournament. Taken by Humbug, and indeed it was, so it should be 2-1. No feat of strength going to be counted down. The flash forward here as the Ruthless Predator comes down. The knockup from Closer to follow up. LazyFeel's on the floor, and the Bros, they did not appreciate that Game 2 loss.
No, they certainly did not. And I think they are. And that being said, you know, on the other side of the map, because of that, you know, it's a successful deny on the gank, and they get the dragon out of it. So DRX trying to poke his way into advantages, just wants to sit back. He's got 3 kills, so he's feeling okay, but at least LazyFeel is getting more back. Bro will be able to get these grubs, as you mentioned.
The satisfaction of watching Brand take grubs, never gets old. Even though the top laners didn't necessarily win out, as the hook comes through from Polu, gets the knockup onto Rich. Sorry about the caster curse. As, yeah, I think Humbug might have the damage. Does find himself the E. There's the stun, beautifully done. Sears him down. And that is a medium rare Gragas in the top lane.
Well, fortunately, though, for DRX, they already got first turret blood in the bottom side with the Ambessa push from UCal. So at least this turret going down isn't going to be the end of the world for them. And we're still waiting to see who's going to get that beat.
To follow up with his jungler. As Morgan's going to be pushed away, does have the Dominus available. No flash, though, is now Rich. In that brush, does find the angle here onto Humbug. There's the knockup. Humbug getting himself out of the way, though, and he might actually be safe. Sponge cut down where he stands, and the Brand survives. Another hook is going to land there because Polo does not miss those. Morgan very, very low, though, as LazyFeel doesn't get the execution on the Rend. And now it's Hype. He has that range advantage. The Fate's Call, though, may have baited them out. Hype gets knocked up, but there's no follow-up. It's just Polu that does go down. The blinking health bars on both sides. The knock-up onto LazyFeel. That is a lot of damage there as in goes UCal to lock down. LazyFeel does get the bailout. Closer utilizing that wind well so beautifully. But now, can UCal survive this? Is that the triple? Yes, it is. And DRX, they're on the board and in a big way.
A quiet early game for UCal.
No.
Oh, boy.
He was on a ward.
Well,
Bros. And now it's even closer than it was before. Polu possibly out of position here at the same time. The Hail of Arrows is going to slow down Sponge. He has to use the ultimate. Good handshake there from Andil as... Okay, the Herald is going to lose interest. Polu's just going to be cut down, though. That is going to be the bailout successful, but immediately it's locked up again.
Lazy DRX just yet.
All right, the Lord's flank angle is looking a bit dangerous here as the Rift Arrow going to be secured by Humbug. Morgan can flash and gets on top of Lazyfield, but the Fate's Call is pretty good. Hype untouched, though, until UCal gets into that back line. Still, it's going to be a flash out. Hype still in pretty good position. Humbug dealing with Rich at this point in time, but the hero that is our Lord is going to get over the wall and then back over again. UCal using all of these dashes, and it's just not going to be enough to grab the brand.
Yeah, Humbug is just so slippery this game. It's so hard to lock down that final bit of his health. His positioning has been great. He's going to be able to layer enough damage in here now, it looks like, to actually take out this Otacon. And if he actually dies there, you know, without his Leandri's damage, I don't know if they actually could take this.
And that was feats of strength as well. This is going to be Pro being able to upgrade their shoes.
Absolutely.
Some fancy Nikes now available for this squad. And looking at it, like you can see the might be their first dragon of the game as well. Once again, it's going to be a Mountain Soul, which is kind of nutty. I'm finding it hard to keep up with everything. Normally we've talked about which soul it is far before the dragon has in fact spawned and been killed. Going to drive Shelly into this big gun in the mid lane.
Yeah, Morgan also side laning on the top side, so this 4-1 setup here is incredibly powerful, and they have the withdraws. So, I mean, they're not vulnerable for anything. They can go in.
That Chains of Corruption does come down. Turret is getting a little bit angry. Knock up onto Sponge, but not one that Closer wants to follow up on, and they'll take 2 turrets for their trouble. A third.
Minions get here. DRX just trying to group.
Yep, Hex Flash over is great handshake for the disengage out of Andil, but in comes Morgan. He's pre-ulted as well, just trying to keep them busy. It is going to be Andil going down first up, but you can see there is a whole lot of getting sent back to the fountain here for the Bros. Hype just trying to stand in position and deliver this damage. UCal should be able to take him out though, and there it goes. That's in fact just a kill, I believe. Close to the highest level in the game, as you just saw, and he still has a gold lead. Even though there's been 5 kills picked up by Closer. Now Polu going aggressive once again. Lazyfield feels like he has a good angle, and in fact he does. Chains of Corruption does nothing. And the exhaust comes on through there as well. The bailout was on Lazyfield. He didn't even need it. 2 on the floor. Humbug joins this Yasuo, and down goes the Lord as well. 4 on the ground.
It's going to be about 100, 200. That's the difference between them after this Baron is taken. And it's going to
very healthy. As Morgan looking to chase after him. Can they hold him in position? That's going to be the question as the turret goes down in the mid lane.
Oh, wait. The way!
Oh, he's out of there! And the Bros are unable to stop him. He's down into the bottom lane, and he's pushing with UCal. Yeah, the rest of DRX are just going to be pushing
I think the call was probably initially, hey, Rich is a lost cause. Let's hard push mid and bottom. But then Rich gets out with the TP as well. No one can shut him down, and they get 2 turrets for it. He doesn't die, and this definitely said that's Challenger's baby at least 3 times.
At least 3 times.
In front of the television over on the space, but look at what Humbug has in his inventory. Even the time to actually maximize his damage. They don't have a mage mid laner, so they really need him to do well. Speaking of...
yeah, Morgan going to have to try and protect him here as the flash forward. Great cast, but maybe he's now at... no, he's not. Lazyfield is going to be able to find him. Humbug going to go down extraordinarily low. The bailout! Is it going to be working here? And the answer is it doesn't actually have to, because he doesn't even go down. Oh, never mind! The Leandri's burn will do it!
Shut down DRX from getting that Mountain Soul. So it makes a wise choice there, in my opinion, because I don't think they would have turned Swifties for Hype, which will give him tons of movement speed. And okay, hold that thought.
Yeah, that's going to be Morgan taking a whole lot of damage here from UCal, who's just not taking any damage at all. Morgan realizing that he just needs to deal with a minion wave, and he's not even going to be able to do that. And UCal the kills have been evened out, but the gold is well and truly in the advantage of DRX, and on their second
Baron plus Mountain Soul here. And I don't know if I can call this a close game anymore. It is looking like we are...
ooh, Hook going to go wide there as Rich just going to use his burly finesse to get himself out of the way. Body slam.
Really want the real prize is, though, an inhibitor. 80 seconds left to go. If Bro could stave the pressure off here, maybe there's a chance back into this game.
Yeah, Closey, you can see, going a little bit aggressive onto Rich, who has about 7 million health. So he'll be absolutely fine.
He's on that top inhibitor turret.
Yeah, that should be taken down here unless Closey can make something happen. He throws out the ulti. Morgan trying to get over there. Slices, dices, gets the stun, but it's not going to be enough. The flash out from UCal is enough disengage. And now Rich could be in trouble, or he could just be way too tanky. Hype trying to get some damage down here. Sponge taking a little bit, but throws out the Crescent Guard. UCal in some trouble. Great knock up here from Closer. He has to flash though to get out of the way. The Bros are fighting as hard as they can, but it's just not quite enough. LazyFeel is inside the base. I don't know whether that was necessarily the right call, but it looked really cool, and inhibitors are still going down for DRX.
Yeah, it's a huge win here for DRX either way, but Bro technically survive here as now all
to survive with all of these supers just parading into your base.
And DRX's Team Elder, Atlas.
It's kind of crazy as the ulti catches him, and once again, Humbug is just on the floor. That charm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they are Team Elder, but they've been doing a lot of Baroning this game.
Yeah, I think not good enough, especially when he cannot stay alive when any of the members of DRX look at him.
The inhibitors will respawn in about 30 seconds here, but I think that's just enough time for DRX to get these waves going, and the super minions are still already up here in all three lanes, so they're not just going to disappear.
Yeah, well, Rich is going to find an angle. That's a beautiful cast. Polo trying to get out, but once again, Humbug is just left to the wolves. Another hostile takeover is decent, but Polo's eaten by a dragon. LazyFeel is dancing around the battlefield, and his dragon is hungry, and it's hungry for the first match win of the LCK Cup for DRX. Teddy was unwell today. LazyFeel played in Challenger yesterday, picked up player of the match, and he may do it again here as DRX take down the Casper Cup champions.
DRX showing up in a big way. Very few people predicting them to win